It's the NFL on EA Sports. And coming up next, it's a cross-conference showdown. It's the New York Jets and the Washington Commanders on Thursday night.
EA Sports, always proud to bring you the National Football League as we join you from Northwest Stadium, just outside Washington, D.C.
Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis, thrilled to be with you from the broadcast booth. And, partner, before we get this thing started, what are you going to be watching?
Who gets off to a fast start? In horse racing terms, they talk about...
Here's the former Utah Ute, Matt Gay, to get this one started.
And off we go in our nation's capital. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Now Fields going to throw on the first play.
Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
A play fake, now Fields to throw. This pass out wide to Hall.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
It's another first down as this time they get an even 20. That early game script that they drew up is working pretty well here on this first drive. Already in field goal range, Charles knocking on the door of the red zone.
You know, Brandon, when we met with the coaching staff, they kind of predicted that they would come out firing like this. I think you and I were a little skeptical that it'd be this easy. But they certainly knew what they were doing in scouting, in preparation, and understanding what their team was capable of.
So 5 yards there as one of the big guys up front moved.
And in a 4-3 front, you've got the two defensive tackles right near the football. I know there's a lot of movement around there, but they're always taught to have one eye on the football. Apparently, that didn't happen.
Here's Fields. And this is incomplete. Oh, he had 6 points right in his hands, but could not hang on.
Well, that was his first target of the game, and it's going to take at least one more target to get him on the board. Took a nice substantial hit to jar that catch loose from him. Incomplete pass.
Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 22. They'll run for the first time with Breece Hall.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
And he's in. Touchdown, Jets.
Breece Hall.
A 9-yard touchdown run.
And the Jets will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight.
And they do exactly what they wanted to. Opening drive, they get into the end zone. They do it on the ground.
And not only is the person lugging the ball happy, of course, because he got it into the end zone. How about the offensive linemen and receivers who are blocking for him? They have to feel great about themselves, sticking it in the end zone on a running play.
A try here for the extra point. He's got it, and the Jets lead 7-0. 5 plays there on that drive.
And it was capped off by a Breece Hall touchdown run.
The Jets kick team out now to boot this one away.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Here are the Commanders for their first drive of the game. Leading them out, their young quarterback, the rookie from LSU.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down. Good push up front and that run in between the tackles.
Let's play the leverage game here. Offensive line just got lower than the defensive front, and they were able to get their pads on them and move them backwards and create space for their running back to roam.
And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. It's a first down for Washington on a pickup of 11. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And complete to Zach Ertz. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Well, only 3 plays in here, but really, Charles, a solid start for this offense. And now we'll see if they can continue their mission to end this drive in 6.
And I wonder if their play caller right now is reflecting on that last big play that they've had on this drive. Do you come back with something similar, or do you have a counter to it to kind of show it and go to something else and create another big play?
Robinson, he'll try the left side. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
How about the job there on the outside? Shed the wide receiver and was able to make the tackle on the perimeter.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Operating from the gun, Daniels. It's complete to Brown, right side. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And now 2 yards to go on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Daniels able to find the open man. That's complete. And the Commanders are going to have 1st and goal coming up as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 2.
Well, Brandon, obviously no panic in them. They gave up the touchdown. You know, their defensive side did that. But he's already taken them back downfield. I love this field general that they've got. It's almost like he went to the defensive captain and said, don't worry about it. We've got you. Now they got 1st and goal.
Yeah, we're seeing punch, counter punch, and this could be setting the table for quite the game.
I like that. Let's go ahead and put it in the boxing ring, right? You're going to get hit sometimes. Can you respond and hit back? And they're trying to do exactly that.
Something looked weird there up front. The offensive linemen, it's like they weren't on the same page.
Yeah, every play design has a huge element of trust that everyone's going to do their job. But if one person doesn't and you have a breakdown, everything goes to rubble.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
So they're coming up here on the 9th play of the drive, and it's 3rd and goal. They go play action. Daniels. And he takes it in for a Commanders touchdown. Noah Brown. A 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Commanders respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own.
As a former defender, I would be angry as well. Could not get off the field. Well-executed offensive drive. No matter what the defense tried, they couldn't stop them.
Matt Gay on for the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7.
That time a 9-play drive. And the result, a touchdown for Washington. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their second drive. A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they have had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game, even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1. They'll give to Hall. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
On first down, right back to Hall. And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line.
14 yards is the pickup there at a Jet first down. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9.
Second down and a yard. Now it's Fields. That's going to be caught by Josh Reynolds. First time that they've called his number tonight, and it gets him a first down.
I know this may be jumping the gun a little bit, but 7-7, they're flinging it around like crazy. Look at the drive that's going on here. Partner, we may have to start thinking about one of these defenses just holding someone to a field goal and maybe trying to get an advantage that way.
On 1st and 10, it's Hall.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
A 2nd and 7 with our score tied at 7, but they're planning to change that soon. Only question, will they get 3 or 6 out of it? And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line. 55 yards rushing for him now as he has gotten the night off to a hot start.
He's settling in nicely here in the first quarter running the football. Remember, he already has the touchdown run.
And you can feel the vibe, can't you? He's in unison with his offensive front. They are in concert together. So if you're flipping over to the other side of the line of scrimmage, they've got to be more physical and handle some of these gaps that have been created.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
And a stoppage here. We're going to need to take a moment as a Jet was shaken up on that one. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Here's 2nd and 1 now from the 7. To throw is Fields. Reynolds with a catch out on the right side. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down. Fields. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Justin Fields
taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Jets have taken the lead. Not the first time on this drive we saw him take matters into his own hands, and this time he finishes things off with a touchdown run.
You're not going to be happy with me, but I think he took matters into his own feet, didn't he?
No. Davis from the top rope. I like it. Extra point attempt to come here. It's up and good, and it's 14-7 now here in the first quarter. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive.
And it was all capped off by the Justin Fields touchdown run. He took it in himself.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Commanders going to retake the field for drive number 2. As this offense comes back out here, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game. And they've been on the sideline for a while. They did score their last time out, but they just had to watch that long, sustained drive, so we'll see if they can shake the rust off.
Yeah, and that's always a question that you have when you have to come off the bench after having sat there for a long time. Are you ready to go? Are you loosened up? But even more so, are you mentally alert and ready to put your best product out there?
From the 32-yard line now, here's a 2nd down and 4. Here's Daniels. This is Ertz on the pitch and catch. Finding room at midfield.
He gets it across the 50 and down to the 48. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
And McLaurin, the motion man right. Now Daniels going to give it up on the touch pass.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Boy, an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
And what they're always hoping on that type of a play, that they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it upfield as he did there. That means they controlled the blocking and took care of the defensive end or the outside linebacker to give him that lane.
And I guess I need to clarify, I said getting their wideouts involved in the run game, but of course that was actually a pass as he popped it forward.
Through one quarter, 14-7 our score.
Second quarter now from our nation's capital, and it's Washington in possession of the football. Here's a 2nd and 5 as they've got it as we resume action. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And McLaurin going to pick up a Commander's 1st down as he's down inside the 15. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Daniels looking to throw.
Escaping the pressure. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Will McDonald.
It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. And it's never good to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. But you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation. They're almost conceding the 3 points. They want to push you back and try and take you out of that.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown.
Noah Brown with his second touchdown here in this first half.
And the Commanders are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
Well, that's what I call an answer right there. They gave up a sack on the previous play. How about what they did to finish things off, turning it right back around?
That's the response, and that O-line feels a lot better now, don't they?
Yeah, without a doubt, because give up the sack on the previous play, that just hurts those guys because they never want to see their guy get hit.
Here's Gay now to add the extra point. Now we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told.
And it was polished off by a Washington touchdown.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The offense for the Jets ready to take over. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already.
A shotgun snap, Fields. This pass complete. He finds Jeremy Ruckert.
That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be second down.
A give running right is Hall.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
75 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half.
Even from up here in the booth, the play-by-play guy could tell that there was some pretty good blocking on the right side of the line.
Well, you have good eyes, and it's almost like a ballet when it's executed that well. Everyone in the right spot, everyone in sync, everyone hitting the perfect notes. A little more percussion and a lot more bass, I would think, than you get your normal ballet. But at the same time, that was well executed.
That's complete right side to Lazard. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll make it second down.
Straight ahead is Hall.
He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
But that's all about doing the dirty work right there defensively. Second and short yardage, that's all about plugging those gaps, not giving a running back a crease to run through. And has a nice job to hold him just a couple and force a third down.
They need 2. Here's third down. Hall again.
He's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. Fourth down.
3rd and 2, and they ran the ball for only 1 yard, and everybody's going to scream at the offense. Well, let's give a lot of credit to the defense on that play. Defensive front out leveraged the offensive line. They got more people to the football. Yeah, they won that battle in a big way, and they're forcing a big decision now by the guys on offense.
And his kick is right there. It's good, and they take a 17-14 lead. So a good kick there to polish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing a drive with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point or, in this case, a field goal.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. Their quarterback leading this offense back out. He's got 2 touchdown passes on his first 2 drives, and he'll try again here on drive 3. To the air goes Daniels. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. It's another first down as they look his way again, this time 19 yards.
I like that one, partner. They go back-to-back with excellent gains, and really it shouldn't be a surprise who they were throwing the ball to. He's their best guy.
Yeah, we knew that they would get him involved early. They're doubling down on getting him involved early.
Don't be surprised if they'll come right back to him again. They haven't shown the propensity to be able to stop him.
And that is incomplete. The coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
That's an excellent play by the defender. He diagnosed that one, closed quickly, and helped force the incompletion.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Throwing now is Daniels. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 21. Give them 18 on the play.
Well, here's your first example of how this guy can beat you in more ways than one because they took away his arm, but he was more than happy to dissect them with his legs for that first down pickup.
Robinson on a give right side.
And he's got 4 down inside the 20 to the 18.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
2nd and 6.
They'll run again here with Robinson. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, Robinson.
And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Sort of interesting going with a draw play there. Do you like that call?
I don't, but it would be a lot more powerful coming from me if I'd said it before the play actually happened, if I'd first guessed it. But look, a draw in that situation, heavy risk reward. If he walks in, it looks like a great call, doesn't it?
Yeah, instead brings up a tough 4th down. And he will take it in. Touchdown, Commanders. Austin Eckler.
A 5-yard touchdown run.
And the Commanders have taken the lead. So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great word, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word if you don't mind. How about perfection? No surprise that they're leading right now. Absolute dominance throughout this ball game and no signs of slowing down.
Gay is on for the point after.
It's up and good to make it 21-17. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays.
And it's Austin Eckler who finishes things off with a touchdown run.
After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Jets offense and Breece Hall headed out onto the field. And as a play caller, when you've got a guy who's running like this, you lean on him and your offensive line. He's had big hole after big hole to run through in this first half. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Fields. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Reynolds. So the completion good for 7 there, and it'll be 2nd down. Play action. It's Fields. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. Now, those linemen, of course, can't be more than a yard downfield when a pass is thrown, and they might have been able to call that on a couple of guys there. Back to throw. Fields. He'll find Lazard here over the middle. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. From the 50, here's Fields. Connection made to Ruckert. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. And from the 42 now, here's 2nd and 2. Off play action, Fields. Wilson's got it complete. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a 1st down. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Hall ought to give up the middle. And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. On the draw, it's Hall. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the 2nd quarter.
This is 2nd and 8. Fields now to throw.
And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
Certainly looked like maybe his 3rd or his 4th read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
Out of the huddle now for play number 9 on this drive. This is 3rd down and 8.
Now Fields.
Eluding, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts
as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now the Jets will call on a field goal unit here. On the right hash, officially this will be a 51-yard attempt. And this one is right through, and that'll bring him back within a point. So a good kick there to polish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing a drive with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point or, in this case, a field goal.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of sixes back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. So the completion results there in 9 yards, and it'll bring up a 2nd and short.
I'll give him credit there. Nice job on the drag route. Bring the receiver across the field, hoping he can catch it in stride and turn it up. He was able to do just that, although he's just a little bit short of the first down.
Now Daniels. Here's a screen for Robinson.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
Now the Commanders going to burn the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. To throw is Daniels.
Over the middle, that's complete to McCaffrey.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. And now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout
as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half.
Second down and a little more than a yard here.
They'll look to throw again. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
That was well defended. They clamped down on every available receiver. Just got to give the win to the defense on that snap.
They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
Now the former Oklahoma Sooner Tress Way on to punt the football. The call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. That'll go down as just a 20-yard punt, and there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach!
We were treated to a fine performance in the first half from the Heisman Trophy winner, Jayden Daniels. He fired his guys into the lead with 2 first-half touchdown passes as they were looking like a well-oiled machine in the first half of play.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Commanders' offense and Jayden Daniels getting set for this next possession. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They have played so strongly. You look at the scoreboard, you probably, with the way they played, you would think the margin would be a lot bigger, right?
You would. And in your experience, how many times have we run into coaches where they've talked about, hey, We just want to put it in the hands of our defense and have them win the game. In this case,
yeah, not the case.
Not at all. You want to put it in the hands of your offense, but you always feel better about seeing defense because you think defense is a constant and offense kind of comes and goes. Today, this game, no, they need their offense to stay on a really hot level.
They've been hot so far. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. And he'll be stopped well short. Only 2 yards there. 4th and 3. Here's Tressway now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. The Jets offense and their running back getting set to go once more. And you have to imagine this defense saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the 3rd quarter. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They'll start on the ground. Hall. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. He's having a big game running the football, but that one will hurt the yards per carry a little bit.
Yeah, but the average he's got so far, that's the type of average he wants to take with him to contract negotiations, doesn't he?
Here's Fields. That's caught left side. Ruckert with it. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Now it's Fields. They'll set up the screen for Hall. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. That's good for 9 yards as they convert on the 3rd down play.
I'm not sure that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on 3rd down. Sometimes just try and find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up a 1st down.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Fields. He'll find Reynolds over the middle. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it's 2nd down. Again, Fields. Taken in left side, it's Wilson. And he's going to be touched down, but he's got the 1st down. Give to Hall running right. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. The run defense, they have been porous at times today, but not that last go-around.
No, they really tightened it up, didn't they? They finally got themselves a win because all game long we've seen them get gashed. This time they played their responsibilities, played their keys, and made a nice stop.
Hall again on 2nd down.
And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Washington territory.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down.
So they decline the hold, and that's going to lead to a 4th down.
Here's the Jets punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here.
No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts. That's caught by Sennett.
And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on 2nd and a couple.
Play action, now it's Daniels.
He's going deep for Brown. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
That's some good closing speed there defensively, because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
From the shotgun, it's Daniels. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. That'll be a 41-yard punt, 4 yards there on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10. The Jets take it over again. Breece Hall making his way out with the offense.
He's been a good workhorse. I know we use the word workhorse a lot, but he's been a good workhorse for him in this one.
No doubt about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you're looking for if you're a back, because that means everything's coming together for you. Big guys up front have created space. You've run through it. You've probably gotten some help even from the wide receivers who want to catch passes as opposed to block, but they're helping out too.
Yeah, everyone's pitching in. He's had a good game.
Line of scrimmage, the 36 on 2nd and 8. Here's Hall again.
And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43.
112 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
And while the guys with the ball are having a whole lot of fun keeping it on the ground, the guys on the opposite side, they are having zero fun. They've been getting pushed around the entire game and haven't found an answer yet to slow down the running game.
Fields. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted.
Picked up by Jonathan Jones. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Here comes the Commanders' offense back onto the field.
And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
And they'll wind up getting this to the 37, gain of 9.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. And his throw here's incomplete.
And he still doesn't have a catch. We're into the second half. I think it's a little bit of a surprise to me, but that was one he should have caught.
Absolutely. That was his best opportunity right there. He dropped it. They tried the throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1.
Robinson will try to pick it up.
And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's Jermaine Johnson stopping that play before it begins, dropping him for a loss. They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. In motion left comes Brown. Robinson up the middle. And a solid run down inside the 30. Call it an 8-yard pickup, and it'll be 3rd down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. So they take the flag and the yardage that comes with it.
Still 3rd down.
They only need a yard here. 3rd down and 1 after the penalty. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
It's complete to Robinson. And the Commanders are going to be set up with a 1st and goal here as the tackle made at the 9.
We often talk about understanding the playbook, understanding progressions, and understanding what the defense is doing. We saw all of that on that play. Great recognition and understood where his running back was going to be. Found a way to have him leak out underneath, hit him with the football, and they picked up the 1st down.
They'll run with Robinson. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. That gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up 2nd and goal. Working out of the gun, Daniels. Forced out to his left. And he's in. Touchdown, Commanders. Jayden Daniels. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Commanders will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd.
That was not a designed run. It was supposed to be a pass, but it turned into an exceptional run. What a scramble for a touchdown.
Here's Gay now to add the extra point. And with that, the lead is up to 8. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it's capped off by a touchdown run of 6 yards. Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Jets offense now works their way back onto the field. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead. But based on the play we just saw there, he might not be the guy you want to challenge in coverage on these all-important snaps. He certainly looks dialed in right now.
Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. Third quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. To throw is Fields. And he nearly got the first himself, but it appears he's going to be about a yard or 2 short. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Back now at Commanders Field.
It's Jet football, but they trail here as we start the 4th quarter. Here's the Jets punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. It's a 40-yard punt, 4 yards on the return.
And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. The Commanders' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
And that last touchdown drive they had very balanced. How key is that balance?
It's huge because most of the time when we talk about balance is run, pass, almost 50-50. But most of the times when you talk to offensive coaches, they say balance is we do what we want when we want to. And that means that they're ahead of the defense, keeping them on their heels.
Yeah, they imposed their will on that last drive. Slot man moves right.
Daniels looking to throw.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Some might say that he's got looked at in and absorbed the contact, but even at his size, that's a tough throw to hold on to. And he was unable to on that attempt.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down.
Here's Daniels.
Middle of the field, he's got McLaurin. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This is 3rd and 7.
Throwing now is Daniels. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to have a Commanders 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that pickup of a 1st down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
So frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
Off the play fake, Daniels.
It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Washington. Noah Brown, 57 yards.
And the Commanders use the big play to extend their 4th quarter lead.
They have to love seeing that from their young quarterback here in the 4th quarter, able to further that lead with a touchdown pass.
He didn't go turtle, did he? And you know what I mean by that. I had an old coach used to say all the time, hey, when we have a lead late, don't just tuck in and try and ride it out. Go out and play and extend the lead. And that's what he did.
Gay is on for the point after. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So that drive, 4 plays. And the result, a touchdown for Washington. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. New York's offense back out there and set to go. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down. A play fake, now Fields to throw. His pass complete to Ruckert. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. Fourth quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You got the first one for the second one to even matter.
Fields now to throw. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. 1st down, 18-yard gain. Now Fields. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on 1st down on the sack. But defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
Back to throw. Fields. Throw over the middle. He's got Ruckert. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? Here's Fields. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. And the screen only good for 3 that time, and it'll bring up a 4th down. He got out of bounds. That's a good thing, but still short of the 1st.
And now, since this brings up 4th down, the defensive play caller, grab your nerves, because now you don't want to be so amped up that you give them a 1st down by getting out of your lanes, but you also don't want to just lay back and let them have it easily.
And his kick is good. And they're hanging around here as the lead's down to 12. So they get the 3. It was 4th and 1, and I think you were doing what I was doing. I was looking down at the sideline. I'm not sure the offensive unit wanted the 3. They wanted to go for it.
But when have we ever seen a unit that didn't want to go for it in that situation,
That's true.
Right? Sometimes it's just way more important to have the points on the board than to worry about any type of a gamble.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Now the Commanders' offense set to take over. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking 1st downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, 1st downs, they can't touch the ball.
Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces, and I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done.
And even 30 yards on a play that began back at the 30.
And this is seemingly how it's been all game long. This defense has been just a step too slow. And here they're burned again. Another big play.
So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 right at the 40.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson. He'll get this down to the 38. They'll come up 2nd and 7. To the air goes Daniels.
Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
That was a nice job defensively of disguising their coverage and making it difficult for the quarterback to lock in on a receiver, and it results in an incomplete pass.
They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is 3rd down.
Now Daniels. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 23. 15 yards there on the catch and run.
The passing game continues to be their friend. Even with a stable lead here in the 4th, Charles, they're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. They continue to throw these safe passes. Who can blame them?
And some determined running there as he'll pick his way down to the 12-yard line.
11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. Starting to look like this drive, it may be the final nail in the coffin.
Well, this is why you work out so hard, right? This is why you spend all that time in the offseason. This is why you have those OTAs and mini camps for these situations, these scenarios, to run someone into the ground and secure a victory.
Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down 4th quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees.
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Commanders. Brian Robinson Jr.
A 6-yard touchdown run.
And the Commanders have put this one to bed here in the 4th quarter. Well, I've heard you use the term put-away drive, and that right there seemed like the definition of a put-away drive.
Yeah, it certainly just pops right up out of the book, doesn't it? Because up 2 scores already, just wanted to possess the football, keep converting and picking up first downs. And if the drive ends in 3 points, that's terrific. If it ends in a touchdown, fantastic.
Here's Gay now to add the extra point. And that one makes this a 19-point game. So that drive in total 8 plays.
And it was capped off by the touchdown run for Brian Robinson.
Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. Escapes the defender.
And he won't quite make it to the 25. The visitors' offense and quarterback Justin Fields heading back out there. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. He'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down.
Here's Fields. Finds Lazard quickly on the slant.
It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down. Defensively, they're okay with that. Short little route, tackle him inbounds. Okay.
All right, cliche alert. It's time for someone to make a play because they've got to have something bigger downfield. They can't just take what they give them. They've got to force it and make something big happen for them.
From the gun on third down, Fields. Room past the 35.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Fifth catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Now it's Fields.
He's got the hook up to Lazard. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first.
From Commanders territory now, it's 1st and 10
at the 46. Back to throw again.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete passer we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game, and that was a big talk both in his town and amongst his team. How do we get the passing game going? So big credit to them holding them under 200 today.
And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 30.
The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll look to throw again. That's complete right side to Lazard. Not able to go anywhere that time. 2nd down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down.
Fields.
And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This will be 3rd and 5. Able to find the open man. That's complete. Touchdown. Alan Lazard, 25 yards for the touchdown.
And the Jets have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. So 4th quarter touchdown there, back to a 2-score game, but time is not their ally.
No, it's not, partner. They still have a pulse, but it's probably a little weak right now. A lot of things have to go right in these final 2 minutes plus for them. I think they have to be thinking onside kick here, and we know how difficult those are to recover.
Extra point right down the middle. And they're able to cut this deficit down to 12. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it's finished off by a New York Jets touchdown. Two scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back.
And this is going to be covered up by Washington. The Commanders' offense and Terry McLaurin headed back onto the field. And he's looking to finish strong. He has been the star of the show as they have just had absolutely no answers for him defensively. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. Oh, that one well designed as he'll take this down to the 30-yard line. They give him 16 yards there, and it's a Washington first down. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Second and long, but you got to figure this almost certainly another run. On the give, here's Robinson. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. So here's a 3rd and 14. They'll run again. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Matt Gay now gets ready for the field goal try. This one from 48 yards away. And Gay knocks this one through, and that will extend their lead even further. So a good kick there to polish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing a drive with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point or, in this case, a field goal.
After the made field goal, Gay back out there to kick it off. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The visitors' offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end trying to come up with ways to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those opportunities into big plays. It's caught by Ruckert. At this stage, this drive's got to be touchdown or bust because you need 2 of them.
And if I'm the offensive play caller, I'm not just looking at my dagger plays downfield. I'm looking at some of my specials, something that can fool them and give you a big play now.
With a sense of urgency.
No doubt.
Now 2nd and 4. Out of the gun, Fields. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. Brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12.
I remember throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. That's into the hands of Reynolds. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with a football. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and Washington is going to win the football game. Here we go on the next drive for Washington. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset. The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. So he'll take a knee here to wrap this one up, and he's going to want to keep that game ball. He was sensational. So it's the Commanders who come away with a win, and it was their quarterback who led the way, Charles. Pretty impressive play for a rookie.
Yeah, he was definitely the X factor. He had 3 touchdown passes, ran for another, and really had this defense grasping for straws throughout much of this ball game.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. The Commanders pick up the victory as we say so long from our nation's capital.